Hello. Page Pockets is finally here. I am still not well, so I'm going to be doing this in fits and starts. The first part will be putting the folio base together, and then the next video will be more adding the pockets, doing some, I want to do some decorating on this one. This is a black and white kit, and I would like to color it up a bit. I have some new metallic paints that I want to give it a try anyway, and I think they'd be really nice on some of the images throughout this book, just to brighten the thing up and give it some life. This is what we're going to do. Now, before we start, I went in and I did all the scoring, but I wanted to show new people. Scoring is not hard. If you've got a scoreboard, you want to just line your line up with one of the slots. Each one of these is a little slot in here, and you want to line this up, and you want to make sure it's straight. So look on your bottom, and I mean, you can kind of tell, if you eye it up, and sometimes you can push it up. I happen to have a paper clip here, so pushing it up is not going to keep it straight. So what I do is I look at the bottom edge along here, and I kind of nudge it until it's lined up. This end is lined up. Now see, this line is not straight, so I know I've got it wrong, and I'm going to just nudge it over, because if you put it against this wall, you're not going to necessarily hit one of these grooves. And then you just take your bone folder thing, or whatever you're using as a scoring tool, and there's lots of different kinds, but you can just use what comes with your scoreboard. And if you didn't get something with your scoreboard, there's lots of different kinds that you can use. Anyway, and then you just run your score tool down that line, and it will hang in that groove if you've got the groove straight. If you don't, it won't. It'll go off kilter, and then you'll know you're not straight. That's how you do that, just in case you're new to the whole idea. If you don't have a scoreboard, you can do a ruler and a pen that doesn't write. You click the pen out, or whatever, a ballpoint pen that doesn't write. It's got no more ink in it. And you put your ruler on the line and you run that down. If you have a cutting mat, that works a little, because even though they don't feel like they've got give, there is a little bit of give there when you press on them to do these scorings. So just a little bit of information there. I'm going to show you the kit, the base. Now this kit is big. It comes with a lot of stuff, a lot of ephemera, there's pockets, there's everything. This is the base part. So we have panel A and B, then we have panel C and panel D and E, which is another one, and then we have F. And then I am going to add in these two. These are supposed to be tucked into pockets as like ephemera, writing journal things. I decided not to do that. I decided just to add, now I've added two edges on this one, because I want to make up my mind which side I'm going to keep. And then when I've decided that, I'll cut the one off that I'm not going to keep. These two are going to go somewhere in this journal. I'll have to decide fairly quickly where they're going to end up, because you don't want this showing, over top of your nice printed stuff. This is going to go like this. These two go together like this. That's your journal. That's your basic, and it folds like this. And then these two go on the back. So when you turn it over, panel A, panel C, panel B, panel D. Now I very foolishly printed the backs of all of these because I didn't know any better. I wasn't reading the directions properly and paying attention to what I was being told. This is a My Porch Prints kit, and on the pages there is directions on how to print these, what to print them on, everything. They're very good that way. Now this goes in the middle, inside. Just going to turn this over. All I'm trying to do is just give you a sort of an idea of where this whole kit goes. So these are going to go on top, so you're going to have C and D, like that. And then this goes here in the middle and fastens in the middle. And then this goes on the back thing. Yeah, this goes on the back of this. This glues down as a pocket and is what holds it in the book, okay? I hope you didn't find that too confusing, but I'm hoping that this goes well. Okay, so now we're going to turn this over, and I always cut the little labels. They on each sheet, it tells what each panel is and all that. And I cut them, and I just paper clip them on. so that I have a clue what's coming up and what is what. So now I can take the panel A and B off. I'm using, you remember this? I'm using this again. I'm just tossing my things over there. I'll put them away later. Now you can fold this at this stage because you're going to want it to be trained to move back and forth. It is going to be your book spine. So you want it to kind of train back and forth. Let me just get this bone folder I'll use today because it's handy. So yeah, so you want to press that down and turn it over and press it down again. Now I'm using a Hammermill 110-pound index cardstock, which is 199 or 200 GSM. Okay, just to give you an idea of the cardstock I'm using. Usually at the 200 GSM mark, you're not going to get cracking. You know, you can go up as high as about 210, and after that you might get cracking. It depends on the paper. So just, you know, kind of be aware of your paper weight as you're working and as you're buying it. Okay, so we're going to just glue this. It's going to be pretty straightforward because this is the part I'm going to do today. And I'm not going to bother trying to do pockets and all that later, like today. I'll do that in the next video because I'm really still struggling with this cold, and I'm taking medication, and I have a reaction to the medication. It makes me really hot and sweaty. It's great to take when I'm going through chilly times, but yeah, then I get really hot. So I'm going to be going through a hot time. It's almost like going through, you know, mental pause. You know, like in the old days. I mean, I never went through that. So yeah, this is new for me. But anyway, yeah, we get through these things. So this is panel C, over there, panel C. And like I say, you're not going to print on the back of these. If you put this together, do not print the backs. You don't need to. And if you're working along with me, I mean, this is a nice, it's quite big folio to put together. And there are ones that are a lot smaller. Put some glue. Have I got glue along here? No, I do not. Why are you not gluing? What is wrong with you? Okay, that should be it. And now we want this to be nice and even on the bottom. And we want to make sure that along this edge, this is the important edge. That one you can trim. This is the important edge. You want to make sure that you can do that with it and make it as even on the bottom and top as you can. Don't worry if it's over a little. See, mine is. It's not unusual, and we're just going to cut that off later. It's just a little tiny strip. So we're going to cut that off later, not to worry. Now here's panel D. And again, you know, you don't need to print on the back because you're gluing it down. It's kind of really a waste of ink, but it's all right. I believe I printed this on. We have two printers. We have one that's color, and we have one that's black, and the black one is laser. I think I printed this on the laser because it was black. And the laser does a nice job, but the color does as well, depending on what you need, you know. But none of our equipment is brand new, for sure, of that stuff. Back in the old days, Gary used to repair printers, so he was a printer repair guy at one point in his life. We have both done a multitude of jobs and have gathered a lot of information over the years. Now, see, I've got this little bit down the middle here, but because I printed, it doesn't really show up that badly. I'm not I'm not worried about that. If you've got white, then before you glue these down, you can take your ink, if you've got ink, take your brown ink and just ink that out a little bit. And that'll work for you. Okay, so now we've got this middle guy. Now, before I glue this one down on here, I'm going to fold it for one thing, because again, this is this is your spine. So let me just get this, and we'll make sure. Now, see, I did not print on the back of this because I actually read the directions. So there, I'm just going to bend it back as well, just to kind of make sure that it can go either way. And then back in this way, because it's going to be facing in. Now, you can see that it didn't quite fold straight. That's fine. You know, you can trim off almost anything. Now, before I put this here, to make my life a little easier, I'm going to put this on the back. And I forgot something. Oh, crud. Okay. I forgot something. I forgot my 2 external ones. My 2 extras. All right. Because I was planning on putting one here and one here as extra fold-outs. All right, it's too late. They will just not be done in this one because I don't want to fight it. I'm not well enough to fight that. I mean, I could try and lift this up and all that stuff and put them in, because you see they're nice and small. So when you put them on, like this one would go here. When you put it on, this would be hiding underneath, but it would fold really nicely inside. Now, you could do it, you know, on the other side, or you could do it on the inside here, and it would fold as a page, you know, or you could back it, turn this backwards, like turn it this way, and glue it here. Now, I could do that. Well, I could do that. I could just glue it like that, and that would work. Yeah. And then this, no, that wouldn't work because this needs to glue here in order to be in the right place. This glues here. So if this is there, that can't work. Okay. It was a thought, you know. It wasn't a very good thought, but it was a thought. Mind you, I could do it this way. You know, and then it would fold in this way. Could do it like that. But this is, you know, not covered up. Your edge is not covered up. So now I'm in a quandary because, you know, I'm thinking, well, yeah, but I could do something with that. I could put ribbon on that and cover that edge up. All right, let's get this part in place. I'm trying to keep my head out of the camera's way. I have a tendency to lean so that I can see, because the light is really bright for you. So that you can see what I'm doing, and it's almost too bright for me in some ways. So, yeah, you know, it just always is. All right, let's make sure we got this right side up. We're going to do this. I'm going to put it there. We want to make sure that, again, that this can move, so that, you know, it can fold. It's going to be folding this way, so we can actually line this up on the edge. Better. There we go. That's a little bit better, yeah. It lines up a little bit closer to the edge like that. But see what I'm talking about is, like, there'll be white here, but you're not going to see it because this is being glued down into the book, so you won't see it because it's going to be kind of in the middle like this, like that. And that's going to be that. I'm still trying to figure this thing out. How do I do it? I could do one inside here, facing that way. It could be this one. So this is why I put two leaves on this, two tabs, is because that gives you options when you've got two. And I can just cut this off. Yeah, that could go in there, and we cut that off, and then it's underneath, you know, it folds there, and this kind of folds that way, like that. Yeah, I think we'll do that. I'm going to cut this part off. Got my favorite scissors. I'd haul out my cutter, but I can't see the cutter. I wanted a white cutter. They sent me a black one instead because they ran out of white ones. So it's like, oh. Okay, so I have a black one, which is not helpful when you've got bad eyesight. But anyway, here we are. This will work. This will work. We can put a pocket on here. Take it, dress it up. Then it's got a writing space on here for if you want it. All right. Yeah, let's do that. Get it out of the way. We might put this one over here yet, too. I like the idea of having a bit of writing space in these folios, because I don't use folios. I can't just use and do ephemera keepers anymore, because there's so much ephemera with each kit. You load them up, you load your folio up, and then it's basically, it's an ephemera keeper. It's useless for anything else. So rather than that, let's just do this. I really like the Aleene's glue. Yeah, I know that a lot of people are using Barely Art glitter, and all that stuff, but I like the Aleene's. I mean, it's cheap glue, but it's good glue, and it is a tacky glue. And what that means is, when you put it on, it's thicker than your other glues that are not tacky glue, for one thing, but it also grabs almost right away. So even if it's not dry, if it's not cured, it still is grabbing your thing and holding it where you want it to be. So it's a really nice glue that way. And it's always been a really good glue. I've used Aleene's since the 1970s. They came out. They were very popular then, and they kind of still are. Okay, I am going to put this down. Now, this is a pocket on this side. This thing here is a pocket. So you can glue it in a couple of ways. You can glue here and here. You can glue like you have to glue this side in order for it to hold in, but you don't want to glue too much. So what I want to do is I'm going to glue here along the edge, and just stick along the edge. Don't glue the like the fold area if you can help it. If you get a little on it, it is what it is. And then I'm just doing the bottom. And what that'll do is that will leave the top and the side and here open for tucking things into. It just makes it a little more versatile. You can add more things. Now this is meant to go to the bottom and into the middle. And you want to make sure that it is on the fold and not like, so you want to line it up with this page. I get it lined up there, and then it will be able to fold. Now, because I've added in that page, this is extra thick. At some point, I'm going to try to remember to make a fastener for this, but oh, I need to crook it for sure. Yeah. Oh, good. Thank you, Aileen. There. Yeah, I moved it when I did the book thing. There we go. Okay. Now, what am I going to do with you? Anything, or do I just forget it? I could just say forget it, or I could add it here and have two, and they fold over each other. That could be cool. Why don't we do that? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. I'm going to put it on the back. So these tabs are not part of in the original kit. You would not have tabs on. I just cut extra around, like white on it. Now I want this to kind of line up. Whoops, I'll put you back here on the edge of the page. Just the page like that. Then you'll fold over like that. We'll move you up just a bit. Come on, just there you go. Just a tad. There. Now that's nice. All right, that is going to be it for today, my dears, because I am exhausted just doing that little bit. I'm going to go and have some more rest and do my best. I am trying so hard to get over this thing, and the weather is not cooperating. We're going into minus temperatures again. It was supposed to warm up this week, but because I said I wanted to get better, no, we're not going to do that. So the next time, these are all the pockets and what have you. That's like you fold it in half. It's like a writing part, and this is an envelope pocket, and there's pockets. Now these pockets are labeled where they're supposed to go. There's panel pockets. There's two of those, and there's these layering pockets, and then there's these bits that fold like cards or like writing areas. We'll look at those now. I had to put all the ephemera that comes with this kit into this folder. because there's so much of it. And when it comes time for the ephemera, next time I'll pull out the ephemera and I will show you all that's in here, because it's a lot. I have this folio, which is a really nice one. I like this one. And this is actually a thing that you could, if you put it in the right material, like if you wrap this in cloth or in lace or in satin or something like that, or even in a paper that looked like that, it would be gorgeous as like a purse, because it's got these little pockets, just an evening purse type of thing. And you could leave one of the pockets, like the dividers, out and give yourself room for lipstick or whatever. But yeah, I really like it. I like the style of it. And I put a purse magnet. It's actually a purse magnet I used on that. So I really quite like that thing. But anyway, I'm yapping and I need to go and rest. And I do that. All right. So next time we'll be doing all this stuff. This stuff. We'll be doing this stuff. We might even look at the ephemera. Before we do this stuff, I'm going to be doing some actual decorating of this thing with pretty stuff. I bought a box of acrylic paints in metallics, and I haven't used them yet. I only got them about a week, maybe 2 weeks ago now, and they are metallic paints. And I want to try them, and I thought, oh, this is a good place to give them a try. I mean, I think that the bumblebee on the back would look really nice with some yellow or orange kind of paint on it. And, the wings shiny and, So little things like that. I might, paint some flowers and do some stuff, because we can water it down and make it so that it flows like watercolor paint would, because acrylics are wonderful that way. Now, I didn't put anything here in the middle, but I don't really have anything that would fit exactly. Everything is a little too big or a little too small or a little too... So I don't really want to try that, but this is fine. We can put a pocket in here, one of the other ones, but we'll look at that next time, okay? All right, well, thank you very much for joining me and hanging in there with me. I hope you enjoyed it, and do go and check out the My Porch Prints YouTube channel. This is page pockets number 2, if you're looking. And so you can go and see how she puts this together. She has a really good demonstration tutorial type of thing, if you're interested in seeing the original way of putting it together. And I will see you next time on Tuesday. This one's Saturday. I'll see you on Tuesday. Or you'll see me. All right. You take care, and please subscribe and comment. And we have to say these at the end of every video, It's sort of a given. Everybody has to do it. That's why you hear it so often. And if you don't do it, nobody remembers. And, if you do it, people complain that you're saying things. But anyway, just go and do the stuff and be done with it. Okay? Thank you very much, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.